Hello everyone, welcome to the next video for Anime Hotline, where everything and everyone is hot as this new game about which we just can't stop talking. Today we're gonna talk about how Genshin Impact is actually good. But first, I just want to remind you that to support our channel you need to smash the like button, subscribe to see more news like this, and click that notification bell so you won't miss any of the hottest videos in the future. Let's start, shall we? Genshin Impact has recently been released in the languages of many players. It's a free action RPG production, heavily inspired by the latest installment of The Legends of Zelda. How does it all work out in practice? You'll find out in the review below. But remember, this is only my opinion, so don't get upset with everything that I will say here. Little information at first. Genshin Impact is, as most of you know, a free-to-play production strongly inspired by Nintendo's hit The Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild, although the creators also mentioned the Grand Theft Auto series in their inspirations. As we all know, nothing is for free, although it might be for a certain time. Having this in mind, the MiHoYo RPG is doing quite well, so it has found many enthusiasts, especially among fans of the genre. However, as you know, not only the price or the lack of it is important when evaluating a given product. There is a problem with the plot, but is it that important? The plot of Genshin Impact is nothing extraordinary, although it's not a surprise. At the beginning, we observe two siblings, brother and sister, being separated by an unknown deity. At this point, we also choose a character, and depending on our choice, we see a sister or brother being sealed and taken away by a mysterious existence. Then we are transferred a little later and introduced to Paimon, the little fairy who accompanies us for the rest of the adventure, quickly introduces us to the rules of the world and leads us to the first task, which in turn allows us to reach the city. It soon turns out that the aforementioned Mondstadt is tormented by a dragon bearing the name Storm Terror. Of course, this is more complicated than it may seem at first glance. The aforementioned dragon was one of the city's guards area, but as a result of unfortunate events, he began to feel enormous fury. The goal of the pack of characters, which Wom more gradually join, is to calm dwelling down and restore everything to its previous state. It sounds pretty cliché, and unfortunately it is. The plot is, in fact, nothing interesting, especially when you look at the ton of meaningless treats and dialogues that were supposed to amuse the audience. Who likes what? I personally think that there is potential for something more interesting and less controversial, thus it will be another reason to come back to Genshin Impact as often as possible. Is it a free Zelda game? As I mentioned in the introduction, Genshin Impact is strongly inspired by the latest installment of the Legends of Zelda series, although fortunately not so much that you can talk about plagiarism. Borrowing can be seen in the general nature of the game, or let's say in the construction of the world. So we have a lot of exploration here, consisting of starting walking, climbing, swimming, and finally gliding, so fans of exploration will feel they're like fish in the water. Graphics and music. Genshin Impact can please the eye if you are a fan of similar style. Personally, if I had to choose something similar, I definitely prefer the style of the Tales of series. However, it is quite nice, especially when it comes to the world we explore. Of course, this one looks different depending on the time of day or weather. Unfortunately, at the same time, it all works quite poorly, at least when it comes to the PlayStation 4 version. The game often loses fluidity, objects read before our eyes, and the textures themselves are low resolution and not very detailed. However, it is most likely related to the fact that this is a production prepared for mobile systems. All of this has some pretty good music, but it's also nothing I would listen to outside of the game. Why should you play this game? Honestly, I don't know. Genshin Impact represents nothing extraordinary, and it performs even worse than a typical representative of a species that is currently available at a slightly higher price. Personally, I prefer to pay than reach for something free and get tired to any degree. But still, for a free game, you can get a lot of hours of fun. At least you won't lose any money while playing in this game, and maybe you are a fan of games like this and it will give you more joy than I had. You should remember that Genshin Impact is, in fact, a game which wins with open world, graphic style and gameplay. There is a lack of plot, so if you're counting only on that, you shouldn't play it. Oh, and you won't play with your friends. It takes quite a long time to unlock the possibility of playing in co-op. And second, it works poorly. Only the host is making progress, other players are just helping and gaining little from playing together. Just saying. And what do you think about this game? Let us know in the comments below. That's all we have for you today. Just to remind you, if you enjoyed watching this video, then leave a like and subscribe to our channel. It will boost us to make more content like this. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time on Anime Hotline. Bye bye!